Milah is when you go and you take something holy and use it for non-holy purposes. Okay? In the temple, there were certain things that were holy. A modern example, which is not exactly milah, but the concept is a guy takes his kippah and uses a pot holder. Right? It's a pot on top of it. Okay? It's kind of using something holy for a mundane purpose. That's called milah. What does that have to do with the body and the soul? Someone help me here. What does this concept of taking something holy, using it for the mundane, have to do with the body and soul? It has to do that the body is very, very holy. It's very amazing as a covering for the soul. But if you think my body is all I am, you've taken something that's special and you separate it from the root of what it is. It's the covering for who I really am, my soul. That's milah. That's taking something that's special, that's sanctified, and using it for a mundane purpose. I'm just a body to you. That's not who I am. Okay? So what you see here is an amazing first step towards relationships. You see that, yes, it's true what Zena said before, I think we'll all agree, that what happens is the physical goes, and that's the attraction. We want to build a relationship. But the big but is that it's a tremendous power, but it can be misused. And we all see that. We all see that. I mean, that's the whole concept of bulletin boards today, right? You have a bulletin board, the woman is selling, cars. She's selling, what kind of car did you get again? The Jetta. She's selling Jetta. So she's lying on top of the car selling. Now, what is it you're thinking? Wow, what a holy car. What is it you're thinking? The world has created a situation where we separate the body from the real person. That's what we do. Now, I'm not saying that we all do that, because that's what Adam and Eve realized. Adam and Eve realized that when they looked at each other, in a way, they saw the body on, that was a problem. And they realized they had to cover. Why cover? Not because we're embarrassed. You know what the covering means? Covering means is, don't think I'm only a body. When I cover, that means that there's much more to me than just this externality. And I'm covering to say that that's not who I am. I'm much, much more. I just show you the body, that's all I am, you think. I'm much, much more. Before I go on, questions, comments, thoughts on what I said so far. Does that make sense? Not make sense? How the body and soul interact? Thoughts, comments on this? Anybody? Yes, no, maybe? Good? So good? Good. Okay, good. I'll take it. All right, so now, let's go on. So what I want to go, and I want to discuss now, the different stages when you want to go and find the right person, or you're in a relationship, you want to know how to understand it. I want to look at the different parts of a person and what that means in terms of the relationship. Let's go to the first part. I want to say a Kabbalistic idea for a moment. Okay. The Kabbalists tell us there are 5 parts to a person. There are 5 parts to the soul of a human being. Okay? And we're going to see they all correlate with some part of yourself, and that's going to be key to build a relationship. You're going to have to know how each part relates in a specific relationship with another person. Okay? So the first part is called the nefesh. Nefesh. That is the lowest part of the soul. It's called the nefesh. Now, what's a nefesh in charge of? The nefesh is in charge of the physical dimension. Okay, it's called the life force of you. It's our life force. And what that means, when you have a nefesh, it's in charge of the desires, the physical aspect of human beings, the life force. And there is where it resides the aspect of relationship. Do you think in Judaism it's important to have physical attraction? Yes. It is. It's very important. And you have to have that. Okay? If you don't have it, it doesn't start. For Nathan, it's the Bruce Springsteen song, you can't start a fire without a spark. You can't do it. You can't do it. That doesn't go. Right? You need to have something in the physical relationship, otherwise it's not gonna happen. Okay? So Let me just talk a minute about that first aspect. Because, you know, they used to have, years ago, people have heard of arranged marriages, right? You've heard in Europe, you know, people would arrange, but what was that all about? It was bizarre. Really, the idea there was the reason why they were doing this was the idea. The reason why people did it was because they were being killed by pogroms and other things that were going on, crusades. And what happened is the parents wouldn't arrange a marriage early on with these people. They could be killed and never get married, never keep the Jewish nation going. So that was one of the reasons why they had these marriages. But the law in Judaism is that it's forbidden. You know, guys say, oh, I'm a very spiritual guy. You know what? I don't need, you know, I'll marry. You tell me, mommy, daddy, who to marry, I'll marry anyone. It's not true. It's forbidden. You have to see the person, you know, and be attracted. If you're not attracted to the person, it's forbidden to get married to them. Again, you're holy. You can't do that in Judaism. So let me share with you a Hasidic story. There's a Hasidic story about this case. They say the story like this. There was a guy who, it was an arranged marriage, okay, back in Europe. And the way the story goes is as follows. The couple were coming together, they have a big wedding, they hadn't met each other yet. They were going to see each other before the wedding, as some of the old Hasidic customs were. And they were going to go and see each other, see they attract each other, talk. The parents already knew each other. The parents already knew that they figured they would be a good match for each other. And hopefully there would be an arranged marriage and get married. The way the story goes is as follows. They come to the wedding hall, and they now have the time that the bride and the groom are going to meet. And they meet, and the bride says, "No way. No way. I'm not marrying this guy. Forget about it. Not a chance in the world." Now what's pointed out? The wedding is called off. Why did you want to marry the guy? Why was he so late? So the guy was a hunchback. She said, "I'm not marrying the guy. He's a hunchback." Okay, it's fair enough, right? So I'm marrying him. So the guy, listen, the wedding's not going to happen. It's off. He says, "Listen, give me 15 minutes to talk to her." I said, "Listen, she doesn't want to talk to you. It's over. Ain't happening. Sorry. Just give me 15 minutes to talk to her." Fine. Give 15 minutes, talk to her. Comes out, wedding's on! Wow. It's amazing. What did you say to her? I told her the Kabbalistic idea that before we were created, that God had shown what we were going to be, our souls, what they were going to be in this world. And He showed you, and He showed me. And I saw that you were going to be a hunchback. And I prayed to God that instead of being you, it should be me. And she said yes. Now, to me, it sounds like a great pickup line. Because I don't believe it for a minute. I don't know about you, but I mean, gotta hang on to the point. Hey, it could have been me. It's a pickup line. But the point, though, is true, though, that the concept could be real. Because you could imagine if there would have been someone that was not attracted to, imagine the story, let's say it was true. Okay? Imagine there was this guy who was a hunchback. Imagine that was true. That he took it on himself instead of her. Would you then reconsider marrying if it was true? Ladies, help me out with it. You don't have to answer. Just think a minute. If the guy really was, the husband was supposed to be the woman, and the man took it on himself instead, would you marry him? You have to answer the question, but think about it. Possible. Possible. It's possible. Why? Because there's something that's beyond the physical dimension. There's an attraction, but sometimes there's something even more important, okay, that goes beyond just the physical. And now we're going to the second level of the soul. The second level is called the Ruach. The Ruach. The Nefesh is in charge of the physical. The Ruach is in charge of the emotional. The emotional. The personality. Okay? That's called the Ruach. And this is crucial. Okay? It's crucial because I want to tell you something now. You know, what the Ruach means is that the second part of your soul, when you meet someone, not only do you have the attraction, you have to see that they have good traits, and that what? You are compatible. So you're compatible with the person. Okay? So now I want to just give you some a heads up, a warning. And you can say it's the first. If it's the first place you've heard it, I want to guarantee this. When a person will go and get married, okay, you will find, no matter how close you are, you're always going to find things that, wow, I didn't know the person did that. There's always going to be surprises. No matter how well you knew the person, once you get married, there's going to be aspects that you didn't know about the person, okay? And now I want to ask you a question, something that's very, people say